gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, AK.
Sir. Hey, I'm Reflex. Hey, AK, happy birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
How old are you? Are you one? Are you two?
I'm legal to do any and everything I want to.
Well, you've been legal for like 50 years now. You old.
Yeah, bro, you've been coming at me all day, son.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Let me take this time out to thank everybody, who wished me a happy birthday. Online text messages, in your head, in any way, shape, or form. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Reflex, how's your Sunday going?
Now, my Sunday's good, bro. I had one of those Sunday afternoon naps that you take when you come back from church. Except I didn't go to church today. God forgive me, I beg. I hate
you did
missing
not
church.
Go to church today.
Yeah, bro. I had to work, but there's no focus about me today.
There is a goal.
It's over 50 degrees outside. It's a good day, and we got a beautiful guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna let you do the honors of introducing her, man.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in the building today we have the founder of Bees Dance Workshop. Listeners and watchers, please welcome Abimbola Salisu, right?
You put your whole hand in after practice. Oh my god! After she has taught you every guy.
All right, hold on. Let's take it back.
No. You good. How do you say your name?
It's Abimbola Salisu. And thank you guys for having me.
Talking to Mike. Don't be shy the mic. Say it one more time.
Abimbola Salisu.
What does that mean?
It means born into wealth. I don't know what the last name
Born
is.
into wealth?
Yeah, but that doesn't really mean anything, I promise.
I like that. Born into wealth.
Yeah.
What part of you Nigeria?
I am
I had
Nigerian.
Nigeria babes in the building.
Okay.
One time for the one time
You
only.
damn.
That name is strong, tight. Man, but anyways, welcome to Stuck in the Middle
had
podcast.
practice before.
I had practice
All week. I'll be
all
having
week I've been
practice.
having practice. And I still messed it up. Speaking of pressure, we were just talking about pressure not too long ago, but yeah, I'm just gonna say Abby. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Abby's fine.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
let's just get right into it.
Yes,
These days, everybody's about dance workshops. I can't dance for nothing. I didn't save my own life. You know what I mean? And it's great that most people find dance as a means to an end, and that means your 9 to 5 is very stressful. The weekends you want something that's fun, not just going to the club or anything like that. You meet up with people.
You
dance
dance,
workshops. Yeah. So that's what you do. I mean, that's your passion right now.
It is my passion.
It is your passion. How did you even get started with this? Like, where did this even come from?
Well, I guess I can trace it back to, so I went to school in Nigeria, and back in Nigeria, I did primary school and secondary school, which is, I guess, equivalent to elementary school and high school here.
That's how you know she's Nigeria. Primary school.
Yes. And so back then, I mean, I would follow my mom to parties and things like that, and I would always be that girl in the middle of the dance floor, just, dancing as a child. And, when I did realize that I could actually, do something, dance, I think I was maybe 8 or 9 or thereabout, and it's been love ever since. I moved here. I lived in Georgia for a short while, and while I was there, I belonged to a church, and I led a dance group out there. It was like one of those things where, you guys have
mime,
right? Well, not mime. Actually, it was hip hop. So my first love.
Black church.
It was a Nigerian. It was a Redeemed church.
Yeah,
Family Priest Chapel.
You must have had a lot of people coming to church just because of that.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there were the older folks, but then the younger folks. It was kind of a way to be in touch with the younger folks. It was a way to touch the younger folks, and they seemed really interested in that. And I used to teach ages 9 to 12 dance, and then we would collaborate with those mimers and those praise dancers. And then I moved to the DMV, and I started to go to a church where they actually had a group, a hip hop dance group, and I joined them as well. And it's been one of those things where it's been nothing but love, danced with that group. And then I broke out of that group and said, hey, I actually want to do this full time. So I took a break for like a year and a half. And then I said, you know what? It's time for me to actually do this dance thing. I want to go solo. I want to teach dance. I want to spread dance. And since 2016, Bees Dance Workshop's been alive and it's still going. So
There's a myth that there's a myth that Nigerian women can't dance.
Where did you hear that one from?
Right.
Hold on. No. Seriously, like
Now, what?
when you sit with other girls from other countries and stuff, and we're watching dance videos, and Niger dance videos or Ghanaian dance videos are heavily watched here in DMV, for example, especially when we're hanging out. And they go, "Oh, Niger girls can dance for nothing." I'm looking, I'm like, so what are those people doing right now? You know what I mean? So have you ever heard that?
No, I've never. I don't know where you get your stories from. That myth, I don't know where you got it from, but it's the lie of the devil.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go ahead and cast them by that.
Cast them by that one.
All right.
If anything
But
in
no.
Africa, I would say like East African, because they got some weird, like, you know what I'm saying, like.
I mean, and that's the beauty
Sorry,
of dance.
sorry.
Yeah, don't be trying to come for anybody, but that's the beauty of dance. Everyone expresses themselves in different ways. East Africans shake their shoulders. West Africans, we shake our booty. South Africans, we do whatever it is that. What do they do in South Africa?
They do They do a lot of leg movements.
And then North Africa, you know what? I'm just gonna put God on that one because they mix with the Middle Easterns. I don't know what they do in North Africa.
Where do you think twerking originated?
Definitely Africa. Come on now.
Let's go back to reality. But anyways, do you think this whole dance workshops now is just like most people do it for the money or because they're actually passionate about it?
That's a really good question. I can't necessarily say what people do it for. I know what I do it for is not for the money. It's because I actually love to do it. There's so many things that I've done, participated in that didn't yield me any type of returns. But because I was like, you know what, it's dance, I'm down. Put me down for it. As long as, of course, my schedule permits. So, I mean, I'd say that I'm here for the passion, not necessarily for the money. But if the
bag is getting secure,
you
got it.
If you come with the right bag, I'm coming through. Now I'm kidding. But
So like speaking about bag, it just coming from a shoot in DC right now, but it's your shoot.
It's my shoot.
So, you know, you've been doing it for, a year plus now, like serious full time.
Yeah.
What is it looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like people hitting you up for videos and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So I get a lot of, so I will say primarily the type of clients that I get are usually bridal parties, like, folks who want to dance, so like a bridal party, like the bride and groom, they want to dance for their wedding, or they want their bridal party to do a dance at the wedding. So that's been primarily the bulk of my, clientele.
It's wedding season too, so yeah, the bag is getting secure.
Hit me up. But yeah, so that's primarily, but and then on the other hand, I get folks who are like, oh, we're having this health fair. Can you come do a quick, session, a 2-hour workout session? Or, I get calls for, oh, hey, I'm doing this really quick dance video. Can you come through? So
what's your job? We getting too deep into it, and people probably like, yo, what kind of dance? We talk Afrobeats kind of stuff, but like, what kind of dance do you do?
My first love is hip hop, and will always and always will be hip hop. I'm into, I don't know, that's funny. I don't know. I think growing up, I kind of was into Aaliyah, God rest her soul, Maya, Missy Elliott. I used to see all of them dancing and moving, and I was really, really into that. And I would just, be popping, locking, break dancing, flexing, and things like that. And then Afrobeats, like I love Afrobeats. I love the versatility that comes with Afrobeats, and that's why B's Dance Workshops, I was just like, I want to be that middle ground between hip hop and Afrobeats. So AfroHipHop.
Speaking of middle ground, like here stuck in the middle.
I am stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle, literally, yeah.
That's the design.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Where it's like,
that's clever. That's really clever.
we try to bring movers and shakers on, to help inspire and also showcase their talent, to the next Abby, for example, that little girl that's like, oh, what can I do with this talent I have? So yeah, like Rifa said, we've gone in too deep. Like, let's come back a little bit. How much money can you actually make from this passion? Here stuck in the middle, it's a passion. But it's not gonna stay a passion forever. There is something that keeps you moving. So what is that thing for you?
To be honest, what keeps me moving is the fact that, number one, I get to meet so many people from different walks of life. Like when I come into my class, I see a white person, I see someone from East Africa, I see someone from Jamaica, and it's just connecting the dots that there's one thing that brings a lot of people together. That thing is what I'm providing to this people. That thing is dance. Now you're saying that, you believe that, there's only so much that passion can take you as far as I would say for me it's been driving me, like just meeting people, just connecting on different levels. Now I'm not going to put a price on it because, to be honest, like I was having this conversation with a couple of friends and they were like, oh, how much do you really make? And I'm just like, it doesn't really matter to me. I could make as little as $50 or as high as $1,000. It doesn't even really matter to me. As long as I'm reaching people, I'm providing a type of service that people want, people need. I'm happy about it. So that's where I'll leave that.
How this is, a lot of workshops because I go, I love dancers.
You ain't never been in my class though. No shade.
Dang it.
Yep.
I shouldn't have brought that one up.
You sure did.
Just set yourself up.
Sorry. I'm gonna pull up.
You should.
I'm gonna pull up.
You should.
It looks lit too.
Yeah, yo, that joint been looking lit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it is lit. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that leads me to my question. You know what I'm saying? Like first question, how do you set a class up? How do you set a dance work? You know, so I think, does it go deeper? I know it goes deeper than just posting a fly on IG and stuff.
To be honest, that's it.
Hey.
To be honest, that's it. And so if you have a network of friends, and this is where, I can't make it to the top of my own comes in. You have a network of friends, you tell them, hey guys, I'm about to have this dance class. They'll be like, okay, when? And your friends will be the ones to help you. They'd be the ones to help you drive. To be honest, 90% of the people that come to my class find it on Instagram. It's me posting flyers on Instagram. Now, when I get their emails after they sign up, they get emails from me with the class schedule, and then they decide to come through. But for the most part, that's really it. Every now and then, maybe once in half a year, I might pull up at a networking event, at an African networking event, and to share my flyer or my ID, or my business card to say, hey, I teach classes. But for the most part, word of mouth, Instagram. I'm telling you, people take Instagram for granted. Instagram has helped my business. It
Instagram
really
has changed her life.
It has changed my life. I'm telling you.
What part of Nigeria are you from?
Well, I grew up in Lagos, but where my dad's from is Ogun State, which is Yoruba.
Where are your classes located here?
They're in Tacoma Park, Maryland.
How often do you have classes?
Twice a month.
When? What days usually?
They're usually on Saturdays.
What's your IG?
It's at Bees Dance Workshops. BeesDancWorkshops. Bees Dance Workshops. I really hope I spelled that right. It sounds right. It sounded right.
So dancing is a passion to you. Bag or no bag. Some people coming out, and it's a beautiful thing. Dance, makes everybody happy. Before we went on, you say you work in New Jersey. You work out of state.
I do work out of state.
How do you balance that?
It's really, 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 really hard. I used to work in DC, and this is a recent transition for me moving to working in New Jersey. It's really hard.
New Jersey, you said it just like that.
Oh my God,
boy, you were something else today, though.
I know, right?
No, because like New Jersey girls, bro, we don't get to get in that one. Sorry.
Let's not talk about New Jersey girls. It's South Jersey, so they're kind of country a little bit. But it's really hard to balance it out. I think that what I really, really do is I focus on when I get back home from work, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish? When I have a class on Saturday, I know that it takes me a couple of days to come up with the choreography because I choreograph it in my head, and then I have to put pen to paper, and then it's a series of changing. So really, when I get back home at like 6 o'clock, it's from like I eat dinner, go to the gym if I need to, and I'm up until like maybe 10, 11 o'clock trying to get the choreography right for. So it's very, very difficult, but like I said, because I love it, I'm able to push. And because I also have like a group of people who are supporting me, who are keeping me accountable, it makes me feel like, okay, I can't let myself down. I can't let you guys down. It's okay if I want to take a break, but this is something that I love to do. I'm going to continue to do it.
What did you study in school? What do you work as?
Wow. So for undergrad,
How that question just broke it down like this.
you understand? So
Like
for
she about to
undergrad,
lecture.
right? For undergrad, I did government and public policy. I went to the University of Baltimore, and then for grad school,
That's
I did,
where I got Baltimore from. I'm just kidding.
yeah, y'all. And then for grad school, I went to George Mason University, and I studied international commerce and policy. And what I do right now doesn't have anything to do with that. So I worked in the government
you
for a
said
little
weed.
while. I said nothing to do with that. This guy,
What?
don't put me on the please. I used to work for the government, not anymore. I just recently switched to private practice. And I work as a change management specialist. What that really means is if a company is going through change, what type of support can I provide them, or what type of support can I help them go through their change? That's in layman's terms, that's really all that means. It's a subset of project management, if that's easier to.
How do you select the songs to your dance workshop?
Wow. Wow. Woo.
That's a very good question.
Is it
she,
really good
Because
question?
she walked in, she said she was just one of the dance you did today was stir fry. I was like, oh, that's tough. Yeah.
It really depends on what's hot out there. I try to stick to like African songs for the most part because it is like an Afrobeats, Afro-HipHop type of song. I would say 95% of the time I try to stick to that. So whatever is hot out there, and because I follow a lot of dance videos on Instagram, I follow a lot of artists, you know, some folks even reach out to me and they're like, oh, hey, have you listened to this song? Check it out. And I'm like, oh, that's hot. And so as long as it's upbeat, has a high tempo, can get everyone's heart pumping in class, I'm down for it. So there's no real process. It's just what's hot.
Mm-hmm. So local rappers sliding her DM, sing your song.
Feel free, slide in. If it's nice, I will, I'll do something with it. If I don't think that it is where it's a song that I can teach in my class, I'll be very polite about it. I'll try to be.
What's an average, dance session for you? Like, take us a little bit through, from waking up that Saturday saying, okay, today class, to the actual class, and then after the class.
Oh, wow. Y'all trying to get all the way in. Okay. I can tell you about, so it really depends. So I wake up in the morning, happy, okay, I have class today, hop in the shower, do everything I need to do. I don't eat before my class because, believe it or not, I get butterflies up until it's time for class. So I try not to eat. I try to do something light like a smoothie or something. I get to class like 15 minutes before, set it up, have music playing, do a couple of stretches, do a couple of dance moves to kind of, ginger myself. Mm-hmm. And and then class starts, and we go through the process of, we start with some warm-ups where they feel like my warm-ups are intense. I don't think so. It's just, you need to get your heart pumping because my class is actually a little more intense than the warm-ups. I teach the choreography. I break them up into groups. They learn the choreography. They do the choreography. Sometimes if there's enough time, we'll be able to do like a freestyle session where everyone gets to do their own thing. And then we stretch and then we all, go our separate ways. And then from there, I have the time to think about food, and then whatever it is that I have going on that day. For like example, yesterday I had a hair appointment after dance class, so that's where I went, and then I had dinner after. So it really varies on the day what I do after dance class.
Can you take a two left feet having, stiff neck having, flat waist having person who cannot dance and really teach him a piece of choreography?
I can. I've had that opportunity. I did that for one of my clients from last year. He really, really wanted to dance for his bride, which I thought was the most beautiful thing ever. And, it took a long time. It took a couple of months. But by the time that they were getting ready to get married, he was in a much, much better place from where we started. So it really just takes commitment. A lot of people don't want to commit the time. But if it's something that you want to do, I will help you through it. Like, I don't care what level of dance you are. I don't judge. I'm not going to say because you have two left feet, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you through it. As long as you're willing to commit, then we're good.
Mm-hmm. What's the bag like for this?
I'm just saying, slide in my DMs now. Slide in my DMs. It's not for public.
Oh, okay.
Slide in my DMs.
I'm
Let's
just
talk.
asking. I just wanted to know if this is negotiable. It's a fixed price.
It's not fixed.
Oh, okay.
I can work with your budget.
So let me ask you this, with a dance class like this, people come from, all levels of knowledge of dance. So how do you balance that as a teacher? Because you got, I don't know, an hour. How do you make sure that Johnny, who's pro, who's just coming, saying to flex, get some ladies for by the end of the night, and Mary, who's like, yo, I really want to dance, but I don't know how to. How do you make sure everybody at the end of the day has got their money's worth?
So for the most part, what I try to do is I preach at the beginning of my class. I preach it is not your job to learn everything 100%. If you leave my dance class and you have learned one dance move and you have mastered that one dance move, I feel like we've both won. So in order to get Mary to, get her skills up to par, if she learns one dance move, I've won. If John comes in and John learns the entire choreography, I've won. So when I'm thinking about the choreography that I'm putting together, I make sure that it is not at an advanced level because of the various type of people that I get in class. I make sure, like, it's very, very hard for me because I like to feel like everyone's on the same dance level, but I've had to learn a hard lesson. My first dance class ever, the choreography was long. It was long and it was hard. And I got feedback like, maybe you need to scale back. So being able to learn from that experience, thinking that, okay, everyone is on different levels, I'm going to have to meet them at the middle. So from the jump, I make sure that the choreography is something, for the most part, a little repetitive, but still, still on point, still nice looking, still clean, so that Mary and John can leave thinking, you know what, I learned something, I'm good.
Right.
Dope.
Have you had to check somebody?
Check? Like how?
Put somebody on check, like, yo, you bugging right now. Like, stop distracting the rest of the people in here.
No, actually haven't. My class is fun. Like, I don't check anyone. Like, if I were to do that, it's probably like a really close friend. Like, you're distracting my class, go stand in the corner type of thing. But not anyone else, because again, it's an avenue where I want everyone to be free. It's a judge-free zone. So I haven't I haven't had anyone who's really been all up in my class. Like, no, you really need to do this and do. Nah, I haven't done that. Right. But yeah.
I want to ask you a couple questions. That's like real deep.
Oh, Lord. All these questions, they're not deep. You don't think they're deep?
No. We
just all right.
This is fun. I love it. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, define choreography.
Define choreography?
Personally for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is choreography to you?
Lord. I feel like, do I need to open dictionary.com? So choreography to me is putting pieces of dance that you learn from different parts of the world together and making them marry the song that you're going to be, I guess, dancing to. So it's not just about the dance moves. It's about the passion behind the dance moves. It's about the story behind the dance moves. So when I think choreography, I think of something that will marry the song and not just different pieces of dances, but something that merges, passion, storyline. So I guess that's how I would define choreography.
I love it.
How much patience do you need for this?
Patience?
Yeah.
So I'm able to separate my personal life with my dance life.
Compartmentalize.
And personally, as Abimbola Salisu, I have not zero patience. I have very, very low patience. But that's dealing with me. But when dealing with multiple people, when you're providing a service to different people, your patience level has to reach heaven. It really does. So when people stop me in my class and say, okay, go over that again and go over that again and go over that again, it's not a problem. Like, my patience is pretty high. And when I feel like, okay, you guys are doing the most, I need to bring it back down. Be like, all right, guys, we're going to move on right now. We'll practice that later on. So I feel like for this type, because you're providing a service, you need to have the highest level of patience. And I feel like I do provide that in my classes.
We've had the opportunity to have a couple of dancers. Sharif, shout out to Lil Sharif, shout out to Easy, on the Stuck in the Middle podcast. And one thing Sharif, Lil Sharif, he talked about, and Easy kind of like piggybacked on it as well, is as dancers, I know he invests the time to study origins of like the Guara, for example. And Easy talked about the same thing. Like, you boast rightfully so, and congratulations of having 20 years experience in dance. Is that something that you invested in as well? Not just like, oh, this is a hot dance, shoki or shaku, but like, where's this stemming from?
So I will say so. And here's where I guess being African comes into place. So you know how in an African household, you can only do, lawyer, you can only be a lawyer, engineer, doctor, or a disgrace to your family. I wanted to study dance. Like I really wanted to go to Juilliard School of Arts. Like I invested the time. I was like, oh my God, this would be so nice. I know that I could be in LA. I could be dancing for Missy Elliott, you know, all these dancers out there. So I did definitely invest, and I still do invest the time. So when I see a new dance move, my stalking level on when I'm looking for dance moves, I just feel like I should probably work for the FBI, because I really go deep. I really invest the time. I look beyond what's on the surface. You know, oh, where did this dance move come from? I want to see the local people who came up with this dance move. I want to see them do it. Like, I'm not sure if you guys remember this song, Beyonce. What was that song? Who Run the World? Right, that she flew those two guys, like. You don't remember it. It's okay. She flew these
no, I remember.
From Africa.
I made that face because you didn't catch what I said, which is good. But I remember.
I heard you. I ignored you. Like, and this is where patience comes in. You gotta ignore people like reflex.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Is this still Women's Month? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I have respect.
Put
women.
some respect
I have
on
mother.
it.
I have,
You know,
Sorry.
exactly. We brought you to this world. We'll take you back out.
Take it easy.
It's okay. Sorry. It's a joke. But yeah, so I was saying about Beyonce, when she did that investment of flying those two guys out from Africa because they did a particular dance move that none of her dancers could get. I feel like, I'm not saying that I'm Beyonce, but I feel like I do invest that time to do as much. Now I can't fly anybody else because I can barely afford to fly me out. But I mean, I do that research, that not just the surface level, I go deeper.
And, like, I like that you brought that up, and I just want to shout out. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, but I really I really appreciated that about her. You know what I mean? Like, she flew them out. There's this whole cultural appropriation discussion thing going on. She didn't just take that dance and run with it. She actually, say, hey, come, and that's super dope. Yeah. You also, did gymnastics growing up.
I did. I'm not as flexible anymore, so don't ask me to do a split.
So you forgot how to do a split.
I did forget, because if you don't practice, if you don't do all the right types of stretches that you need to do, your muscle will not remember any of it. If you try to do it, you're gonna hurt something. So in order for me to do a split, I have to kind of plan it out. I'm gonna have to stretch like a week in advance. Okay, I'm saying the older you get.
So you didn't have no Olympic dreams, nothing like that?
No, it was always dance. Like, and the reason why I did gymnastics was because I got kicked out of ballet.
And ballet
I was not. It is, and I was not gracious enough.
Right.
I really wasn't gracious enough, and that's why hip hop. Like, I want to do the whole popping and ballet. You need all types of
dance battle coming up after this podcast, Abby.
How about that, reflex? You don't want nothing.
Me,
you don't want that heat. You don't want that, right?
We will see.
You don't want that heat.
They will see it on our IG and Facebook page after this. Who will win this dance battle?
I'm just saying, play yourself if you want to.
Damn. Okay. Whoever wins this one gets to eat Cameroon jollof.
Oh God, no! You got that one. No shade.
I'm gonna let her win so she can taste greatness.
I can't believe you just inserted yourself. Like, when Ghanaians and Nigerians are talking, you Cameroonians, you just feel like you can just enter the.
No, the reason why I don't speak is because we don't have time. I'm like,
it's not a matter of you don't have time.
I don't have time.
Y'all just ain't got it.
Have your fun.
Have your fun.
We have everyone this in the building, by the way.
We know. We know what we know.
But let me ask you this: it must be very pleasing, as saying, like a lover of Afrobeat and as a dancer, to see Afrobeat and dance
to the world.
And this, saying, like, man, talk about that.
Oh my God! Now let me tell you, like, the most recent one for me was when what award show was it? I don't really watch award
with
shows.
Rihanna.
With Rihanna.
What was that?
And Avo Boys, the official Avo Boys.
What award show was that? She did that joint, and she had the tongue out and everything.
When she hit that. You should have seen.
I was watching live too.
I was screaming.
I was like, my wife.
I was screaming. Oh my God. I was screaming. I was like, oh my God. Like, and then she had the face. Like, you can't do the guara guara without a facial expression. You got to have that tongue out, whatever it is. And she hit it. And I was just like, that was fulfilling to me, because I was like, finally. Now, my only problem is I just feel like y'all just going to take Afrobeats and try to run with it like y'all created it. But I know that, like, I'm very glad to see that Afrobeats is not just scratching the surface. It has permeated this entire environment, and I love it. Afrobeats the world.
Where do you see, saying like it next, like for you personally, you know what I mean?
I'm here. You know what? I'm not really good with forecasting. You know, I see myself driving home next after this, but
I mean, I'm like, as an entrepreneur, saying how innovative are you gonna get?
So-
it's not just dance workshops,
Oh
every
yeah,
month.
no, definitely.
What
Okay,
plans do you
so
have?
my plan is, to be quite honest, is to spread this Afrobeats throughout the. So it's not just the dance workshops. I want to have like an organization that focuses on producing Afro hip hop dance movements throughout the U.S. and beyond the U.S. Like I feel like I'm in a great place as in the U.S. because I have that touch with Nigeria, with Africa, and I'm able to provide something that they really want here, and just providing just those Afro hip hop dance movements to this group of people, to be an advisor for these group of people. I keep calling these group of people the Americans, and just just being able to just lead and not have just anybody leading Afro hip hop dance movements in the US, but someone who has actually lived through it. So, I mean, my dream, like my initial dream, 5-10 year plan, 5-8 year plan is to first have my own personal dance studio. That may probably happen sooner than 5 years. I sometimes underestimate myself. So first one is to have a dance studio. So I know that you check box, if you're looking for your one-stop shop Afro hip hop dance movements, you come over here. So
yeah, I dig it. I respect it. That's perfect. That's a perfect place to end. But before we do,
I was gonna ask you,
oh Lord Jesus,
what is success to you?
yes, always gotta ask.
Y'all just that's a deep question.
Give a deep answer.
I ain't got a deep answer.
Keep it
But I was-
a stack.
Success to me is meeting the needs of people through dance, through the fact that I'm able to touch the life of a white person who's trying to learn how to guara guara, or a Jamaican person who's trying to find the middle ground between dance hall and Afrobeats, or a Nigerian person who's trying to learn how to shaku shaku. Success to me is meeting the needs of those people who are just trying to get something, trying to learn some sort of dance movement. When I hit that at the end of every dance class, I feel like I've won. So that is how I would define success.
Do you think dance workshops will get saturated at some point?
You don't think it's already saturated?
I don't know. I don't.
I mean,
much
I think
attention to it.
I think it is getting there. But then here's what I'll say to that: everyone has their own flair, their own flavor. Everybody does dance workshops. Everyone is a makeup artist. Everyone is a event planner,
YouTube influencer,
right? Influencer. But everyone has. If it's for you, it's for you. No one will ever take that away from you. So I feel like even if it does get saturated, you're still going to have your fan base who's always going to come to you. And you're obviously providing something that no one else can provide.
Right.
So that's that.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, gotta hit you with the rapid fire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Go ahead.
Gotta hit you with the rapid fire.
What's this now? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that is funny. Yo. Favorite song right now?
Oh, whoo, child.
Time is ticking. Oh yeah, come on.
Oh, Turkinla by Wande Cole. I just taught that class. That song in my class. That's the first song.
Favorite dance move?
Shaku Shaku.
Favorite place to go?
My bed.
When you're not dancing or at work, what are you doing?
Sleeping.
I second that one. I really like that one.
Right.
Diggy. Help me out here, bruh. I had like 50 in my head. I'm blanking out.
What y'all got?
Favorite dance move.
Yeah. She just said Shaku Shaku.
Shaku Shaku. Okay.
yeah.
Favorite artist?
Falz the bad guy.
Why? I really like Falz too. Yeah.
Please
He just got that deal with
don't
movie
let
acting
me
deal.
talk about my obsession with Falz, but let's just put that to the side.
Hey. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we had Abby, the creator and founder of Bees Dance Workshops. Hit them with your IG again. Let them know where they can find you. And
You can find me on IG at Bees Dance Workshops. That is BeesDanceWorkshops. Hit me up, slide in my DMs with your music, or if you have requests.
like I did.
Like y'all did. And I'm so glad that you guys brought me on here. I really, really thank you guys for having me on here.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming through.
Shouldn't I say walk, not slide, if you're coming in business wise.
I mean, yeah, take a walk.
Yeah.
Take a walk.
Just enter the
a
DMs.
light jog. You know, just
Enter.
email
However you
me.
enter.
Yo,
However.
Reflex. Oh, wait. You have something to say?
No.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming through.
Thank
You know,
you.
we appreciate you
Yes,
making the
sir.
drive
Appreciate it.
here. You know,
Of
teach
course.
us a little bit about. I'm actually looking forward to this dance moves. You know,
my God.
I'm about to go get some popcorn and watch.
Oh, you're not gonna do it?
No, I don't dance. I ain't about that life.
When I said stiff neck, you know,
You were talking about
We'll talk about me.
you were talking about it. That's funny.
Hey, yo,
But, we
this,
appreciate you coming through. Yo, Flex, man.
Yes,
what we
sir.
got next week?
Hey man, first this episode has been brought to you in partnership with Perfect Office Solutions, providing office space for artists, entrepreneurs, movers and shakers in the DMV area. So if you need office space, you know, make that thing legit so people know you're out here, you know, getting it. Hit Perfect Office Solutions. Just Google it on their IG or whatever. Let them know we sent you. You know, you get 10% off your lease. Use promo code SITM podcast.
Yep.
AK, who next week?
Yeah, next week we'll be sitting down with an entrepreneur, natural hair influencer, and motivational speaker, none other than Lavondra
This name is complicated.
Shinhoster.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Man, is that German? Man,
We'll find
we're
out.
gonna find out next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, as always, if you're
Natural
watching,
hair is, you know.
Yeah, natural,
It's always
like,
been a thing, you
yeah,
know. But yeah,
not
yeah,
baked,
Yeah.
not
I don't think
fried.
we've had that conversation here. It's funny you mentioned that. I was just, you know, but we not had that conversation here, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be lit.
yeah, it's gonna be lit.
I got some
Definitely.
heat coming
Yeah,
for
man.
her.
You
She
know,
ain't
yeah.
ready.
She not.
Yeah,
She not. We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
dig. We're
Yeah,
gonna dig.
yeah.
I might even slide in the DMs just to ask some questions too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
As always, if you're watching and listening to this podcast, you know, we appreciate you. We thank you. You know, share, subscribe, like us on Facebook.
And yeah, send us an email at SITMpodcast237 at gmail.com. We are online everywhere, SITM Podcast. And we are also on TuneIn.
Yeah.
We just recently got on
Yeah.
TuneIn. So in addition to iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, everywhere, we're also on TuneIn right now. So however you like to enjoy the podcast. And what helps also is, you know, when you go do a star rating or you comment, you know, that, you know, so people
Bumps
can
it
see
up,
us.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we appreciate the support and
Share,
everybody
share,
rocking
guys,
with us.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday again, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Hey,
you.
this is Stuck in the Middle podcast,
We out.
and we out.